Did you know that people form an impression of you within the first 10th of a second? That's before you even speak. So before you even smile, before you've said anything intelligent or inspiring, people are already making decisions about whether or not they want to come say hi to you and be in your space. Your body, your energy, and your presence are already speaking for you, and they're already making an impact and an influence in the room. So if you're here to become a better public speaker, whether you're leading a meeting, delivering a keynote, or introducing yourself in a room full of professionals and decision makers, it doesn't start with what you say. It actually starts with how you show up. Hi, my name is Lena Nasserdeen. I'm the CEO and founder of Rise Up For You, and welcome to Rise Up For You TV. My team and I get the honor of working with leaders and entrepreneurs and teams all over the world. And every single day we are standing on stages, doing training, presentations, and keynotes for thousands of people. And we know that the first 3 steps to mastering public speaking happens before you even dive into your content or speak. That's posture, presence, and your voice. So today I'm going to talk with you about these 3 elements and help you take the first few steps to being an influential public speaker no matter where you are. So step number 1 is the posture and the nonverbal cues that you bring into this space. You know, the moment that you step into the room, your posture is already telling us a story. Have you ever seen somebody walk in and they're kind of slouched over? Maybe they're staring at the floor, they're not fully present. So we want to make sure that you're grounded, you're confident, and you're not shrinking yourself or unsure with your nonverbal communications. Here's a few things that you can implement instantly today to help your presence become elevated. Number 1 is stand with your feet firmly planted, hip width apart. Try not to stand with your feet together because you feel like a bowling pin and you could tip over. It gives us a sense of non-groundedness. Next, let's make sure that your shoulders are nice and relaxed and calmed versus being all the way up here in our ears. Typically we get stressed out. This is what we do. Make sure our head is nice and direct and that our chest is nice and opened. These small nonverbal cues allow us to become and feel more confident. And it also tells the people that we're walking around with, I'm here, I'm grounded, and I believe in what I'm about to say. Because if you do not look confident right off the get-go, the audience will not feel that you know what you're talking about, even though you might be brilliant in your messaging. So make sure you show up with confidence, you have a strong posture, and that your head, your shoulders, your feet are grounded and ready to go. And last tip, make sure we don't cross our arms because this makes us feel like you're closed off. Step number 2 is presence and energy. So presence isn't about being loud or dramatic. It's about being fully present in the moment and having an energy that people want to be around. People can tell when you're checked out. People can tell when you're rehearsed. They can tell when you're focused on being perfect or if you're neurotic. What we really want is a presence that says, I'm here, I'm with you, and an energy that invites people in. So one of the key things about influence is being able to create reciprocity. So whatever I'm putting out there, you reciprocate back to me. So we want to make sure that our energy is warm, that we're smiling, we're making eye contact with people because they will give it back to you if you can create that space. So your presence is highly, highly important because confidence, it's not just about, again, saying whatever we want and being loud. It's also about creating this energy where people are attracted to you. No negative Nancy's, no negative energy. We want to do our best to show up with positivity, with confidence, with kindness, and with a warm energy that invites people in. And step number 3 is voice and credibility. And listen, voice is super important. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I was a performer for many, many years. And so I actually studied vocal pedagogy at university. And research shows that a lot of times your voice, it kind of dictates how we're going to respond to you. First, let's start with the pace. Oftentimes we rush when we speak because we think in our mind that we're talking too slow, but in actuality, we're talking too fast to our receivers. So when we're speaking, we want to make sure that our pace is nice and calm. We want to make sure that our tone has what we call peaks and valleys, so that we're not just speaking monotone like this, but we actually have dynamics in our voice and we have emotion and coloring with our voice. So we go up and we go down. We get excited, we bring people in. This is really, really important when it comes to public speaking, is being able to shape and shade your voice so that it invites people in. The next thing, along with the voice tone, is making sure that we don't talk too low and making sure that we don't mumble through our words. This is what we call the fall off effect. So for example, hi, my name is Lena Nasserdeen, right? We want to make sure that we speak all the way towards the end of the statement. Remember that public speaking, it's not just about information, but it's also about the transformation. And your voice is a big part of that. The way you carry yourself, the energy you bring into the room, the tone of your voice, it tells the audience immediately whether or not they should trust you and whether or not you're credible. So again, even if you're an expert in your industry, even if you have an amazing keynote and amazing things to say, before you even open your mouth, they're judging whether or not they should listen to you. So if you want to lead, if you want to inspire, if you want to influence, don't just work on what you're saying, work on how you're showing up. Start with your posture, get grounded in your presence and your energy, and let your voice carry the message with clarity and confidence. These are the first 3 steps to really mastering not only public speaking, but also the art of influence. So I'll be back soon with more tools to help you speak with precision, power, and purpose. And in my next video, I'm actually going to address something that's quite a challenge for most individuals. That's filler language and subservient words. Have you ever been in a meeting and somebody keeps saying, so don't forget to join me. If you want support in growing your confidence, growing your communication, and your leadership, we've got your back. Rise Up For You is here for you. Every single day, we are practicing these skills. We're utilizing these skills around the world, and we're sharing them with you so that you can be your best. And if you want to take your communication and your leadership, your business to the next level, then I invite you to join our Rise Up For You Success Academy. This is where we have people from around the world, like-minded individuals that are hungry for growth in this one platform, one academy, where they're learning every day, hundreds of videos on demand of content on public speaking, emotional intelligence, business, self-confidence, leadership. Every month we have monthly coaching sessions for our group. There's coaching in there, there's assessments in there. It's really an all-in-one academy that's going to help you be your absolute best with the skills that make up 80% of your success. So again, my name is Lena Nasserdeen. I'm the CEO and founder of Rise Up For You. Thanks again for joining Rise Up For You TV. Today we talked about mastering the art of public speaking, the first 3 steps that we need before we even start to write out our talk and start to share the content with the audience. I will see you next time, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you then.